Hello there, everybody. This is Getty92 coming at you today with a new episode of your daily dose of Rush. And indeed, it looks a bit different like yesterday's episode because I'm filming when the sun kind of like is still out there. And today we will check out a specific song from a very specific era. We are still in the late 80s as far as I'm concerned. And today's song choice is actually Red Tide by our favorite boy band Rush. So let's get right into this, I hope, masterpiece.
Nature has some new plague to run in our streets. History, some new wrinkle we are doomed to repeat. Fugitives at the bedroom door, lovers pause to find an open store. Rain is burning on the forest floor and the red tide kisses the shore. This is not a false alarm. This is not a test. Stay out of the sun. It only burns my skin.
Wow. Now that's really a very interesting song. It has everything in it that actually is covered in Rush's music, except the crazy late 70s 2112 era. That was missing in that sound. But other than that, this sounds like 80s, 90s, and the 2000er years combined in terms of the music that they were really putting into this one. Let's get right into some details there, shall we? Of course we will. And I'm Rushy today. You see, I'm always kind of like a Rush guy there. So, I was actually looking up the song before I did the review. It's not a reaction video, everybody. Get over it, it's a review. And you know that. I was looking up Red Tides because I actually wanted to know this time. And yesterday's episode I was dumb again, sorry for that. But this time I actually wanted to look up what the song is actually about, what Neil has meant to written down in certain ways, what he really meant by the song. That's actually what I was gonna say there. And it turns out something about nature and just pure living and all of that kind of like combined with freedom, and but not the focus on kind of like political freedom, but more in the terms of just being out there as an individual person or somebody together. I do think that's the idea of the song, and it's really well written. A lot of words, again, I didn't understand. I had to look up, and I actually translated the lyrics word by word on Google Translate, and there was really weird stuff coming out. Therefore, I actually really had to, and it wasn't actually needed that I had to look up the lyrics, what they are basically meaning, not the words by themselves, but what the meaning of the whole song is, not word by word, because when you just look it up word by word, it's a crazy, weird song. Could be a Marilyn Manson lyrics song. I don't know. So therefore, really interesting. As for the melody in general, or for the music, I always say melody, because it's a common term here in Germany when you talk about music. It's not the music as a whole, it's the melody, the sounds. So the melody or the music of Red Tide, pretty interesting. A lot of heavy drum fills in this one, and a lot of crazy, not crazy bass, but somehow kind of like the bass sound that Rush fans are always looking for when they kind of like want to rewind Tom Sawyer, maybe, as for the sound of the bass in general. But in this version here on Red Tide, the bass was actually lifted up in terms of the volume there, so that you can actually hear more of the bass. It doesn't have this classic like crunchy effect on Geddy's bass as it has on Tom Sawyer, but this sounds like the typical Geddy sound that I always like, I always love, I always adore. As for the guitar by our main man Alex from our favorite boy band Rush, he has a lot of cool riffs in this one, but he also, and this was the thing that you can just hear when you don't listen to what Geddy is singing. When Geddy is singing in the verses, there are some effects, background effects made by the guitar that are really outstanding. They sound interesting. I almost did not notice it, but I somehow figured it out that, oh, well, there's a crazy strange sound coming. Doesn't sound like synthesizing effects. That must be guitar effects with a lot of reverb. EFX going on the guitar by our main man Lurkst. So therefore, overall, pretty cool song. I'm pretty amazed by this one, as you can tell. And again, and now this is the end of the review. If you were here for what I was gonna say about the song, that's it. But now let's get into a little bit of more talking, shall we? Because I told it already yesterday that it's always kind of like a weird thing to start making a video actually when you haven't done a video in a long time, and being not in terms of a daily dose of Rush, being not out there on YouTube land on a daily dose. It's kind of like hard, or it was actually hard yesterday to record the first review again after such a long time, because 3 or 4 weeks is really a lot of time in terms of video making, as far as I'm concerned. I did actually made like 5 or 6 videos in between, and a lot of you guys have not seen these videos, and I can totally understand why. It's from the Spotify thing with our good friend Neil Young. Good friend Neil Young. And I made something on Christmas and the Happy New Year thing with the bucket list. I did actually a lot. And if you're just a little bit of interested into Blues Traveler music, I ranked all Blues Traveler albums because I can do it. I'm the proclaimed self blues traveler expert there. You guys know it. But actually, in the last 2 or 3 days, I took some time to think about what the future of this year actually will be in terms of reaction videos or review videos, rather review videos. And I had a little bit of time to actually to think about it and to write something down. And I came up with a cool thing actually. First of all, and the most important thing here basically is that the Daily Dose of Rush will continue until we finish the whole series of 180 plus songs by our favorite boy band. So we will still do that on a daily basis. There will be the regular Love Bites, heavy metal, hard rock, Japanese music will be there on each Friday. So 6 times a week there will be Rush video for the next 2 months, I think. And 1 time of a week there will be Love Bites. But I thought about the thing that, well, what happens if the daily series of Rush is actually over? What will be done on this channel? And I had a lot of thinking. I was actually watching the Harry Potter movies on the beginning of January with my girlfriend, and I'm always somehow adoring the Harry Potter series because it's a great film series, let's face it. Didn't read the books, don't care for reading a lot, but I saw the movies multiple times and we were just watching one movie after the other one. From beginning on Saturday with the first one, Sunday the second one, so on and so on. And I thought about, well, wouldn't it be some kind of like interesting to make a wizard show on this channel? And you know, there's a lot of Passage to Bangkok involved in those ideas. And I thought about that, and then I made an intro for that, but I couldn't really get to the actual thing of doing a wizard show. But I don't know. I have even zero idea what the show would be like here on YouTube. In this room here with the Getty 92 stuff, I have zero idea, but I thought about that, and I was actually thinking about I should actually continue doing all the reviews, and there will be, at least when we are finishing the all Rush songs, there will be at least 1 day a week, and I think it's on Saturday or Sunday as far as it's planned now. There will be each week 1 Rush video, and we will maybe react together or review together the songs that I didn't like in the first place when I listened to the songs for the first time and I said I don't like them. For example, like Dog Years, Virtuality, Carve Away the Stone, and there were Chemistry. There were a lot of songs. Countdown, In the Mood, Need Some Love. I think I even rated Need Some Love bad, which is a dumb thing. So we will have to review those songs that I didn't like in the first place again. And there were a lot of stuff actually coming out in terms of Rush music, because I want to combine all of the reviews from each song from one particular album and just combining them into one big fat video, which will last for about an hour, another 30 minutes, stuff like that. So there's a lot of Rush content actually planned, but once we are done with the series, and you know it, guys, the guys in the band, Getty and Alex, they want forward something new, which I'm kind of like glad for. So therefore it will be a little bit of a tougher decision then after we did the daily series to what Rush thing we will review there, but I have pretty good plans at least for until August or September this year. So there's a lot of stuff planned when it comes down to Rush music actually. And as for the other days of the week, I don't want to spend the time to record every day a week and releasing every day a new video. I won't do that again because that's a really tough thing there. I'm stepping down to like 3 or 4 videos a week containing at least 1 Rush video each week, and then we have some Rammstein. I'm pretty interested in Rammstein because it's a global phenomenon. Everybody somehow seems to love Rammstein. They sing in German, so I can pretty much understand the lyrics there, and I can tell you a little bit of Rammstein music. I've never really cared about Rammstein, so that's why I'm doing it. And the other thing would be Nirvana, because my good friend Valerian, he actually said, well, do something about Nirvana. And they only have like 3 studio albums, so that's a pretty quick thing actually to do within this year. Pretty much looking forward to this one, because I have zero idea what Nirvana music is actually about. And there will be as well Queen music. I'm pretty much interested in some Queen music, and they put like 14 records, including or 14 records with Freddie Mercury, and then they did one in 1995. That's one thing that I would like to do. So there's actually a lot of stuff planned, and like I said before, there will be some love bites as usual. There will be love bites until the end of the year. There will be Rammstein music. There will be Rush music, of course. There will be Nirvana music coming up. It's all kind of like music where I thought, well, it's all music that I never really cared for, like I did on Rush. And it's again for the knowledge. And I do know that these bands are kind of like successful on YouTube, even when it comes down to reaction videos. Haven't seen a lot of reaction videos when it comes down to Nirvana, actually, beside their most known songs. But there isn't a lot of stuff going on YouTube. So therefore, that's one thing I would like to do. And so therefore, 3 or 4 videos a week, that's a pretty good thing that I would like to do. And if there's anything else that I can do in my spare free time, I will throw some additional videos in, but I have a plan. I have a plan until August or September this year. And then after that, we have to think again of what we will do together. So therefore, thank you guys as always for tuning in. This is a longer episode, I know, but yesterday I wasn't ready for a longer talking episode. But I have a lot of stuff to talk about in the future, in the next weeks. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't mentioned because I was not on air here on YouTube. So therefore, there's a lot of crazy stuff in my mind. For example, like one video I will start working on next week is called Why Tom Sawyer is Better Than Your Favorite Rush Song. And this will be a heavy video, but I just thought about this idea because there's a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes down to Tom Sawyer and why it's actually the best Rush song. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So therefore, thank you guys as always for tuning in, and see you tomorrow with a new Love Bites episode, actually. So therefore, if you're interested in some Japanese hard rock, metal, prog rock music, you should come and stop by for tomorrow's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great day or great night, depending on what area you're living in on this beautiful, beautiful planet called Earth, and see you tomorrow. Bye.